The unbeaten Castle Knights are after their 6th straight win of the season tonight. Last week, Castle battled their way to a 21-0 shutout of REITZ, and the Knights have not been scored on in the last 10 quarters. Harrison coach Mitch Marsh is hoping his team will be the first Evansville City school to beat the Knights since 1981. The Warriors have earned a reputation as a passing team, and tonight that will be a crucial part of the game plan as the Harrison Warriors face 5th-ranked Castle.
This is WEHT Sports Exclusive. Tonight, the Castle Knights take on the Harrison Warriors. Now, from Paradise, Indiana, here's WEHT Sports Director Bill Weber and former Harrison High School head football coach Don Watson.
It is an ideal evening for football, and it is homecoming 1984 as the Castle Knights host the Harrison Warriors. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bill Weber, alongside, as always, the coach, Don Watson. And tonight, the Castle Knights going in ranked 5th in the state, 5-0. Harrison coming in 1-4. Don, you're the coach of both these ball clubs. How do you approach tonight's game?
Well, if I'm 5-0, I'm concerned whether my ball club's going to be up. They have a tendency at times, if you're 5-0, you know you're going to be a good ball club. You're playing a club, it's 1-4. Sometimes kids have a tendency to let down. All right, if you're 1-4, and I'm coaching that ball club, we know that we've got to be tough, because if we don't, we're going to have trouble. So that's the way it looks.
Could be a season saver for a team that's 1-4. Both coaches have told us they plan to put it up tonight. We'll see what happens when we come back for the opening kickoff in just a moment.
Chocolate chip cookie. Crispy, chewy, crispy, chewy. Brand new Dunkin' Hines tastes crispy, chewy. Tastes great like my mom's does. The only one that's so much fun. The yummy one that tastes like mom's does.
Dunkin' Hines introduces chocolate chip cookies in a bag that tastes like Mom's. Here's why. Most packaged store-bought cookies are hard, but new Dunkin' Hines taste crispy outside, soft and chewy inside, like homemade, loaded with real chocolate chips.
Crispy, chewy, crispy, chewy. Brand new Dunkin' Hines is crispy, chewy. Tastes great like my mom's does. The only one that's so much fun. The yummy one that tastes like mom's.
New Dunkin' Hines chocolate chip cookies in a bag. Crispy, chewy, so they taste like Mom's.
I've been working with my hands since I was a kid. I piled up lots of experience with hand cleaners, from soap to turpentine. The one I use is lava, because lava has the power of pumice. You can feel it, powering away dirt, powering your hands clean. I'm Roger Gustin. I built the lava machine. Mister, when I talk power, I know what I'm talking about.
Lava powers hands clean.
The other day, the Chef Boyardee people said, "Hey, Tom, try our pizza mix with its exclusive pizzeria recipe." Pizzeria recipe? Come on. So I baked it at home. Was I surprised? Sauce and cheese packed with flavor, just like takeout pizza. And this fresh crust, better than some pizzerias I've been to. Chef Boyardee, with this pizzeria recipe, you guys might too. Okay.
Chef Boyardee, the takeout pizza you take out of your own oven.
Along with Don Watson, Bill Weber at Castle High School, the Harrison Warriors have won the toss and have elected to receive. David Seeley will kick off for Castle, and we're about to get underway with the 6th game of the season. Castle coming in 5-0. And Harrison coming in with a 1-4 mark. Seeley moves forward, and we're underway tonight at Castle High School. Travis Johnson takes the ball 1 yard deep, starts out, and they'll whistle that dead as an automatic touchback in high school ball, and the Warriors will start from their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. It'll be the junior quarterback, number 18, Heath Hart, calling signals tonight. He's 6'4", 177 pounds. The backfield, Roland Marshall, and number 37, Mike Fisher. Travis Johnson is the flanker, and Jeff Shoulders the wide receiver. The front line for the Harrison offense, Rusk, Duffy, Kennedy, Brizius, Peachy, and the tight end, Jim Post. And the Warriors of Mitch Marsh start off 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Hart calling signals. And they go to the air on first down. A little sideline fling to the right side. Covered up quickly by the Knights. Scott THUAMAN in on the stop.
Bill, it did look like Scott wasn't too much caught up on that play. As soon as the ball was thrown out, he went immediately out there. Of course, what they did, they tried to run a little, just a quick screen out there, and they gained about 2 or 3 yards. No, they just went back to the line of scrimmage.
The big note there, Jeff Toon starting at right end tonight. John Greenwell will play, but will not start because of a neck injury. But he is expected to see action. It's 2nd and 7, pickup of 3. Straight up the middle for not much gain. David Seeley plugging the hole. Number 43.
That was Roland Marshall. You'll see him carrying the ball quite a bit tonight. In fact, he's the workhorse of the ball club.
No gain. It'll be 3rd and 7 for the Warriors from their own 23-yard line. Just underway, first quarter from Castle High School. Homecoming 1984. A passing down. 2 wide receivers split to the top of the screen. Hart rolls right, throws over the middle. It is complete for the first down. Making the reception over there, Jim Post, the 6'4", 180-pound senior, his 8th catch of the season. And it's a first down for the Warriors, the first down on the ball game.
Billy, this is just a little, he just run a curl pattern down, and as you can see, he got in front of the yard marker where he belongs. There you see, Jim, nice catch, nice throw by Heath Hart.
Knew exactly where to be. It's 1st and 10 for Harrison. Again, Hart to go upstairs, looks, throws, and it is intercepted. And number 20, is it 28?
29.
Frankie Smith, number 29, the 150-pound senior. And Castle capitalizing early.
Frankie Smith is their cornerback. He just caught underneath the thing, made a nice catch. It was thrown very low, but as you can see, he got it right in front of, that was Jeff Shoulders. And by the way, Jeff played last week.
But this is Shoulders' first full strength effort of the season. Castle takes over, 1st and 10. Just inside the Harrison 40. The Knights going to the air. Keller in trouble, and he's sacked. A big loss for Castle. Shoulders was in on the tackle along with number 35 for Harrison, and that's Jeff Merrill. And this is a strong defensive effort for the Warriors, and they need this.
You can see Jeff here. Jeff's coming in from the linebacker spot, and just a blitz, no one picked him up, and that's what happened.
Got around Darvin Halvis. Big loss of 12. It'll be 2nd and 22 from their own 45-yard line. Monty Goins starting at wide receiver tonight in place of Troy Bolton, and that play going nowhere as Mickle tried the left side and is racked up right away. Looked like Tom Baggett, the nose guard, was there, a 5'9" sophomore, 204 pounds. And Harrison looks tough defensively here in the first series for Castle.
Harrison, Bill, has 5 underclassmen on that defensive unit. Troy Peachy, Chris Bowling, and Mike Fisher. And 2 sophomores, Tom Baggett, who you just mentioned at nose guard, and Chris McCool, who is a right side linebacker. I think they call him the quick side linebacker.
Kevin Lockhart split to the bottom of your screen. Goins in motion, and then there's motion on the line, and a flag flies. And we'll have to wait and see which way they called it.
We have 1 or 2 things, Bill. He was drawn off, but I think the little nose guard was excited. Here you see it. No motion. He just got excited from the last play.
So it was 3rd and 23. The 5-yard offside penalty will make it 3rd down and 18 for Castle. And again, they'll look to go to the air. Lockhart starting at the wide spot in place of Troy Bolton tonight. Bolton twisted an ankle in the first quarter against REITZ. He may see some action, but did not get the start. Goins in motion. Lockhart to the bottom of your screen on 3rd and long. Keller to the straight drop. Looks right. Throws right. And it is complete. A comeback catch by Lockhart. Very close to the first down marker. We'll have to see if he was there. Lockhart had to circle back to make the grab just across the 35-yard line. We'll see if they got it.
Here you see the play. It's just a down streak pattern. He turns around. It's on comeback. And those things are hard to defend. He made an excellent catch off of the ground. Kevin Lockhart, senior at Castle.
He is just shy. It'll be 4th down and inches for Castle. So with 8 minutes and change to go here in the first quarter, a big play early. The Warriors trying to stop Castle on 4th down.
Here's a power eye, and as you see, there's Scotty Thurman, Jim Francis there, the 2 up backs.
And the give to Mickle, 1st down and more. Mickle struggling inside the 30 down near the 28-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Castle Knights.
Here, as I said to you a while ago, Bill, there's 33 and 41, which is Thurman and Francis, and all Jeff does is run right off of them, and they're 2 big people, and everyone in the house knows when those 2 are in the strong I formation, that's what's going to happen.
Troy Peachy in on the stop from his defensive left end position. It's 1st and 10 for Castle. They mark it right at the 30-yard line. Lockhart split to the bottom of your screen. The give is to Thurman, who goes right up the gut. And he too is near a 1st down. And it looks like he might have it. And Castle going right up the middle on this one.
I think they caught a linebacker in a blitz, as you can see there, and stepped right off of him, and Scott got up there, but that's good yardage.
They're going to measure to see if Thurman did indeed pick up the 1st down. Thurman averaging 5.3 yards a carry this season. The big offensive gun on the ground for Castle is, of course, Mickle. 97 carries, 414 yards, averaging about 4.5 yards every time he gets the ball. And it is another 1st down for the Knights. So after the interception, then the big loss, Castle has recovered in a 1st and 10 at the Harrison 20-yard line.
These ball clubs play basically the same type of offense. Harrison will run from about 6 different sets, and as you see, Castle's running right now from a slot.
This is Thurman again, and a pickup of about 5 on the play. Jeff Merrill from his linebacker spot making the stop. It is a pickup of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Knights. And twice in a row going to Thurman using Mickle as the decoy. Andy Keller, the 6'2", 185-pound senior, leads his team to the line of scrimmage. Thurman and Mickle in the I formation. Keller calling signals. This is Mickle, and he's racked up immediately by number 68, Tom Baggett, the sophomore nose guard. And Mickle may have fallen forward for about a yard. We'll call it 3rd down.
There you see.
And about 5.
Baggett just kind of moved off the nose and just slipped in behind it. Just think they got him for 2 more years. That's the kind of people you like to have around, those young fellas that can play that aggressive.
He is only a sophomore. 3rd and 5, just over 6 minutes to go, 1st quarter, out of the I formation. Keller to Mickle trying the left side, and he's not going to make it. He's going to be shy by a yard or 2.
That was another sophomore on the tackle there. That was Chris McCool.
See where they place it. Looks like it's going to be 4th and about, well, a long 3 for Castle. Francis is checked in. They'll go to the power I would imagine, in this formation.
If it's power I left, they'll see him on the left side. If it's power I right, here you see it.
Mickle, the deep man, and the power I right on 4th and 3. The give to Francis, and it looks like, or check that, it was Mickle carrying. And the Harrison defense think they've stopped him, and they have. So Castle turns the ball over on downs just shy of the 10-yard line. So Castle had a long way to go. Mickle carrying the ball with Francis leading the way, but unable to get there, and the Warriors take over. So Castle unable to cash in on the interception by Frankie Smith. And the Warriors have the ball, but with their back to the end zone. 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. Hard up to the line of scrimmage. Power I backfield now for the Warriors. Keeping it on the ground and trying the right side. Number 37 on the carry, Mike Fisher, the 5'8", 150-pound junior. Look for Marshall to do most of the carrying tonight for the Warriors when they stay on the ground.
Mike Fisher's in the tailback spot. I think he hasn't carried the ball too much this year because he hasn't played that much, but he can go if he can get out, if we can get him out.
Pickup of 5, it'll be 2nd and 5 for Harrison. Again, it looks like Fisher on the carry. We'll see as they unstack at the far end of the field, and it is Fisher, the last one to get up. Picked up a yard or two more. It'll be 3rd and 3. Mike Austell in on the stop.
And Scotty Thurman, I think, was in there, and Murray. That was sort of a joint effort.
Austell in there at a linebacker position, along with Thurman. Holland and Lockhart the safeties. Smith and Goins are the corners. 3rd and 3. This is Fisher again. Loose ball. Recovered by Castle, but I believe
the Knights got that.
I believe they're going to call him down. They're going to say he was down. It'll be 4th down, and Harrison will be forced to kick it away on 4th and inches. Take a look at it again. You'll see he was down before he lost the ball.
Yes, it looked like his elbow was even down. So they got a punt, and back in the punting situation for the Warriors is again Glenn Hubler. Hubler is the punter.
Lockhart and Goins in double safeties for Castle. Good spiraling kick taken by Lockhart, just shy of midfield, straight up the gut. Near the 46-yard line.
And the Knights still have good field position, Bill.
So with 3:04 left to go in the first quarter, let's take a timeout. The score, Castle nothing and Harrison nothing.
Black Equipment Company has the largest selection of new, used, and rental material handling equipment in the tri-state. Black Equipment carries American-made products with brand names like Clark lift trucks, Cushman personnel and burden carriers, and Bobcat skid loaders. All of Black Equipment's used vehicles are torn to the frame and rebuilt and reconditioned to operate as good as new. Black Equipment also has a large fleet of rental units available for your use. Look to Black Equipment Company for your new, used, and rental material handling equipment. Black Equipment Company with locations in Evansville, Mount Vernon, Paducah, and Hopkinsville.
Hey, Billy! What's in the box, Billy? What you got? Come on, what do you got in the box?
Nothing.
What's he up to?
Oh, Coke is it. It's the one you grow up with. It's the real cola taste. With the lip, with the light.
Check this guy out. I mean,
Billy, I'm really proud of you.
Coke!
Central Satellite is having a fall kickoff sale this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Score big with Central Satellite. With any system over $13.95, you'll get a choice of 3 special premiums. Choose from a free 19-inch color TV, free installation, or a free antenna mover. Over 100 TV channels can be yours with a Central Satellite system. Some start as low as $795. Central Satellite's fall kickoff sale is a touchdown. Central Satellite, 4th and Center in Owensboro and Newton Street in Jasper.
My hot dog has a first name, it's LSCAR. My hot dog has a second name, it's MAYER. Has Oscar Mayer and DC, it's the only one for me. Because they make them specially, ROASTED.
Oscar Mayer roasted hot dogs made with only select cuts of beef and pork and no fillers.
That's good.
Along with Don Watson, Bill Weber back at Castle High School on 1st and 10 for the Knights at the Harrison 46-yard line. Keller in trouble, hit from behind, a loose ball, still loose and recovered by Mickle. It looked like one of the Warriors tried to pick that ball up, but I believe it was number 80, Chris Bowling, who had a chance to recover the ball. But when he tried to pick it up, lost that opportunity. Keller hit from behind, Don.
Delbert Glenn hit him from behind, and he didn't see the man coming, as you can see there. And that's quarterbacks don't like that. That makes you a little uneasy. But that was a nice play there by Delbert Glenn.
Mickle made the recovery, but another loss for the Knights, a loss of 8. It'll be 2nd and 18 out of the I formation. Keller in trouble again, and that was a missed play. Monty Goins tried to, I believe it was the option to Goins, and he ran into trouble, and Keller was forced to eat it. Troy Peachy in on the stop, and another loss for Castle. Mitch Marsh and his assistants looking on from the sidelines. Loss all the way back to the Castle 40-yard line. It'll be third and about 25. Lockhart split to this side, Goins to the top of your screen on third and long. The straight drop, the pump fake, throwing long for Lockhart. He's got him out there, and it is overthrown. The closest man to him, Robert Fuchs, number 10 for Harrison. Travis Johnson also back there.
Here's one, Bill, as you can see, they're trying to get that yardage back, and Andy throws it up. He pump fakes to the deep on the streak pattern, just a little bit over the head.
So Castle will kick it away. Nick Holmes, averaging just over 28 yards a punt, takes the snap, moves forward, and boots that ball. A wobbly kick to the right side and gets a big Castle roll inside the 20, down at the 16-yard line.
We like those kind of kicks. 26, that thing was on about the 16-yard line, and it looked like it was going out on about the 25, 26-yard line, Bill.
So Holmes,
excellent kick.
Holmes and the Knights will benefit from the big bounce, and Harrison will take over at their own 16 with just over a minute to go in the first quarter, a scoreless first quarter.
And this is where a good punter can keep you in the ball game. I see Harrison's deep in, not whether on the 16-yard line. It's a long way to go to get to that goal line.
Marshall, the lone man in the backfield, Hart calling signals on 1st and 10. This is the counter. Number 33, Travis Johnson, and Thurman snuffed it out after maybe a pickup of 1.
That was a little short reverse. Travis runs that back to the inside, but he didn't fool anyone. It's short, and consequently they handled that pretty well.
It'll be 2nd and 9. This is Marshall on the give, going right up the middle. Jim Francis in on the stop. Also getting up number 63, Paul Murray, the 5'10 junior. He got a couple. It'll be 3rd and about 6 now for Harrison. The ball just shy of the 20-yard line.
Troy Bolton with an ankle injury. Could play, Coach Lighty said, if he had to. Rather rest him on it. Into the first quarter.
So a scoreless first quarter dominated by the defense tonight, where Harrison looked exceptionally sharp in the first 12 minutes. After 1 quarter of play, it's Castle nothing and Harrison nothing.
In the past few years, the new Chrysler Corporation has come to mean leadership in the automobile industry. Leadership in innovative new products, quality, and value. There's no automobile that expresses that leadership and value more than the unique Reliant K. With front-wheel drive and backed by the best warranty in the industry, this car proves its value. And Evansville Chrysler Plymouth will continue that value by saving you money. Reliant K, Evansville Chrysler Plymouth, the value leaders.
No matter how early you get up in the morning, no matter when you close the shop, you just can't see and do everything in a single day at Opryland. There's just too much entertainment to pack into one day. But now, through October 7th, you can get up to 3 days of fun for the price of 1. Buy a single day's admission, and we'll give you up to 2 extra days free to enjoy all the sparkling shows, thrilling rides, and fascinating shops for 1 day's admission. Up to 3 days of fun for the price of 1 at Opryland.
In chainsaws, quality starts with the design. You want a brand that's made right, one that lasts. Echo. Electronic ignition means easy starts, no tune-up bill every spring. Echo's patented anti-vibration system is easy on your hand. Echo. 20 years of durability, dependability. You know it's going to last. Echo, the one that lasts.
Leland's Mower and Tiller Repair, Carmi, Hagen Saw Shop, Philpott, Kentucky, and Mondy's Lawn Equipment, Newburgh, Indiana. Plaza Pharmacy in Newburgh Plaza is your complete one-stop pharmacy for all your health and beauty needs. Ken Hacker and his professional trained staff are ready and eager to serve you.
All your prescription needs are just a phone call away when you rely on Plaza Pharmacy. Plaza Pharmacy has free delivery on prescriptions. So remember, for prescriptions, health and beauty aids, professional service, and competitive prices, come to Plaza Pharmacy in the Newburgh Plaza.
We'll be back here 2 weeks from tonight when Phil DeLong, the new head coach of Bosse, brings his Bulldogs here to face the Castle Knights. It's Bosse and Castle at 10:30, 2 weeks from tonight on WEHT. It's 3rd and 6 for Harrison, just shy of their own 20-yard line. Opening play, second quarter. Hart with the straight drop, being chased, dumps it off, and Marshall couldn't find the handle. And watch the blitz on this one.
I believe that's a safety blitz, Bill.
Looks like Murray coming from the linebacker spot.
Well, was it 43 or 63? But he was coming, and he had to dump it quick. The pass was thrown. Travis just dropped it.
So Eubler will be forced to kick it away again.
Bill, have you noticed Eubler's a one-step kicker? And you don't see many like that. And he has an excellent leg.
Nice high kick, chases Goins back, he drops it but recovers, slips, gets his footing back, and then is submarined at the 40-yard line, and a flag goes down, and that will probably be a clip against Castle. Another good kick by Eubler, and Castle will be backed up.
Goins on the return.
There's the indication, a clip against the Knights, and here it is again.
He has a little trouble getting a handle on it, but sometimes that doesn't hurt anything. It really sometimes sets up a better rhythm of things, and your ball club can set up better. But he still did a good job on that. These things are tough when you're fielding them over the top of your head.
Looked like it hit right on the shoulder pad and then bounced away.
There's Jerry Sims of the Castle Knights.
A clipping call sets up a 1st and 10 for Castle at their own 25-yard line. Frankie Smith split to the top of the screen. Thurman and Mickle in the I formation. Keller calling signals. This is Jeff Mickle. Broke one tackle, but then Chris McCool got him around the ankles and dragged him down. Delbert Glynn in on the stop.
Here you can see it's fullback lead. That's the blast play. Chris gets him, almost loses him, but he gets help from his sophomore buddy.
Delbert Glynn.
I thought it was Tom Baggett.
Okay, Glynn was in there. He's a junior, but McCool is a sophomore. One of several sophomores seeing action. 2nd and 6 after the pickup of 4. Again, Mickle tests the Harrison line. This time gets a big gain. Baggett made the eventual stop, but Mickle will have the Castle 1st down.
And he runs so hard. He's a power runner, as you can see here. There's Scotty leading him through. Gets a block on the linebacker, and he runs with real good balance. And he's a good strong player.
Number 87, John Greenwell, is just checked in. Greenwell being hampered by a neck injury, but got the green light to go tonight. Did not start, but is in there now at a tight end position on 1st and 10. Goins in motion. The give goes to Thurman, and he's out near the 40.
This is just a fullback up straight up the middle. As you see, it's sort of a little counter type thing. And Scott is a hard runner. Tackle on that play, I think, was by Harrison's Jeff Merrill.
2nd and 4 for Castle. Jeff Toone is back in. Greenwell is out. Again, the Knights in the eye. And again, Goins heads in motion. That time, motion on the right side of the Castle line. Looked like number 63, Paul Murray, moved on that side. And that'll cost Castle 5 and set up 2nd and 11. Illegal procedure against the Knights.
Here you can see the movement. The right tackle raised up and started across. When he does that, of course, that draws a defense.
first quarter stats show very little. Total yards for Castle, 15. The total yards for Harrison, 14. So obviously dominated by the defense through the early going. Just under 10 minutes to go in the first half. And a 2nd and 11 for the Knights. Ball on their own 35. Here's Mickle. Over the 35 up to about the 38 before he's dragged down. Bag it in on that play. Along with Fisher and number 51 Troy Peachy, the 6'3", 200-pound junior. Pickup of 3, it'll be 3rd and 8. Smith comes to this side. Keller to Goins, big hole across midfield, and another first down for Castle. Travis Johnson from his safety position making the stop.
Here's an inside counter. Look at this, 36, and look what good speed he has. When he breaks through, look out. Monty Goins, good speed back to the, really back to the strong side.
Goins averaging 10 yards a pop, 26 carries for 250 yards coming into tonight. That's another big gain, and it's 1st and 10 for Castle right at midfield. And again, the counter play works for big yards. Jeff Shoulders making the stop.
Just looks like the same thing from the other side. As you can see, they fake to the fullback, run Monty back up to the other side. Stopped on the play by number 26, Jeff Shoulders.
And Coach Marsh told us this week that's the play he really wanted to stop tonight. So far it's been effective on back-to-back occasions. Pickup of 8, 2nd and 2, out of the eye. Mickle takes the ball, has the first down, breaks inside the 40 down near the 39-yard line before Tom Baggett drove him back, along with Jeff Merrill. And another first down for the Knights. So this time Castle using ball control and able to move the ball fairly well on this drive. 7 minutes, 49 seconds, clock running, 2nd quarter, scoreless ball game. Castle and Harrison.
Castle showing a lot of power, Bill, off the ball.
The Knights trying to remain undefeated in the regular season and undefeated in the cluster. They try the middle of the line and not much going there. Merrill stacking that up fairly well, and Thurman was stopped. Just did get back to the line of scrimmage.
That's Thurman on just a little curl back from the fullback spot. Merrill jumps in on it. Very little yardage gain.
2nd and 10 for Castle. Smith split to the top of the screen. Goins flank to the right. I formation. Mickle the deep back. Andy Keller calling signals. Gives to Mickle. Breaks a tackle down to the 35-yard line. Peachy in on the stop. And so was Roland Marshall.
There's a little counter. Jeff Merrill had him at the line of scrimmage, and if you don't tie up a fella like Mickle, he'll get 4 or 5 yards on you. Jeff probably realizes that, and he knows that if you're going to get him, you better lock him up.
Well, he got 5. It's 3rd and 5. We'll see if Castle keeps it on the ground. Smith split wide to the right. Goins flank to the right. The give to Goins, and this time he is stopped shy. Might have picked up a yard or 2. It's going to be 4th down for Castle. Jeff Merrill making the big defensive play and bringing down Goins, who again tried the middle. John Greenwell checks back in, and Castle again will go for it on 4th and 3, 6 minutes to play, 2nd quarter. They break the huddle, move up to the line of scrimmage. Smith comes to this side, flanked far to the left. Goins is tight on the left side. Out of the I formation on 4th and 3. And Keller is racked up and sacked. A loss of about 11 yards on the play, and Castle turns it over, and here it is again, Don.
Well, it's the best pass defense there is. You see they're coming back. The thing took a little bit too long, too much faking in the backfield, and the Harrison backside was coming, and that's the best pass defense there is. And I'm sure they may have something to say, the offensive line there, unless we missed an assignment. But I think, pardon me, Bill, I think the coaches are going to the bench right now with the offensive line.
So it's 1st and 10 for Harrison at the 47-yard line. Their own 47 on 1st and 10. Check that, their own 43-yard line. Hart dropping back, has some pressure, has a man open, and batted down at the last minute on a spectacular play by Monty Goins.
Monty just stepped in there. Here you see Monty just step in and take that hand and push it down. Here's Jeff Shoulders, who was an all-city in last year, who can catch that football. If it hadn't been for Monty, that would have been a good game. But Monty stepped in there and did an excellent job on that.
Harrison trying to fight off a chunk of 6 as the Castle Brain Trust goes to work on the bench.
John Evers is having a few words. It looks like he might be at the chalkboard.
2nd and 10, 5:15 to play in the second quarter. It's a scoreless ball game. The pitch goes to Travis Johnson around the left side. Flags all over the place. Johnson knocked out of bounds. And we'll wait and see what the situation is here. Illegal motion and an illegal block against Harrison. So the Warriors will be pushed back if Castle elects to take the play.
Here's what I think happened here. Illegal motion. Travis was going forward when he received the ball, and you can't do it. He's got to be running parallel.
So they discuss it. Scott Thurman, the 6'1", 200-pound junior, talking it over with the officials.
We've been talking about the coaches of the Castle Knights. Of course, John Lighty, we've talked about him. Jerry Sims is the offensive coach. Bob Rogers, defense. John Evers, Mark Anderson, and Bill Bennett as the coaching staff of the Castle Knights. And now over on the Warriors side, of course, head coaches Mitch Marsh, John Williams, Tom Young, Reno DeMuth, John Lamont, Rick Tolliver. That's the fellas that coaches the Warriors.
Here another look at the penalty.
There you see him taking a step back, a little hop step, and I think what happens is you will see that when he turns and gets to the toss, the official said he was going forward instead of parallel to the line of scrimmage.
Well, Castle takes the illegal block penalty, and that pushes the ball back to about the 28-yard line of Harrison, so it'll be 2nd and long. 2nd and 24 for Harrison. Just over 5 minutes to go in the first half of a scoreless ball game. Hart going to the air, and it's picked off by Frankie Smith at midfield. Smith to the 45 and driven out of bounds at the 40. And Castle with the interception, their 2nd interception of the game.
And that's Frankie's 2nd interception, Bill.
The Castle defense had created 13 turnovers coming into tonight, and tonight they've added 2 more on the 2 interceptions.
By the same fella.
So Frankie Smith, the 5'10", 150-pound senior, makes the interception and sets up Castle 1st and 10 at the Harrison 40. Keller to Mickle, straight up the gut, breaks a couple of tackles, and he's down near the 30. Might have enough for the Castle 1st down. Travis Johnson on the stop from the safety position.
We don't like those safeties. Coaches don't like those safeties making those stops. Look at that running. Excellent power running. And you'll find out, as I've said earlier, Bill, Jeff, you've got to get him.
Robert Fuchs slowed him down, and then the stop finally made. They measure for the 1st down, and they're about an inch or 2 shy.
We like for our backs to have those secondary people tackle them, because you know what happens there, don't you? We've made us some yardage.
Mike Allstill checks in. There's John Greenwell coming out on 2nd and 1 with 4.5 to go in a defensive battle here at Castle High School.
Good passing down.
It's a freebie. The give goes to Mickle. He has the first down. And now a flag flies. And we'll see what the situation is.
Tom Baggett on the stop. It's either
a personal foul. And it's against Harrison.
And coaches don't like personal fouls down there in that territory anyway, because you hurt the whole ball club. We used to tell them, you get a personal foul, maybe throwing an elbow, losing your temper. Now they're going to pick that ball up, move it 15 yards closer to the goal line.
Scott Thurman says we'll take it, and they'll tack it on to the gain. And Castle will be knocking at the door for the first time this evening. Coaches Leidy and Sims on the sidelines. Homecoming here, the homecoming crowd looking on. And the Knights are now in business. 1st and 10 from the Harrison 13. Lockhart split to the top of the screen. Goins flank to the right. Keller calling signals. Goins in motion on 1st and 10 from the 13. This is Mickle diving off the left side. Tom Baggett in on the stop, tripping him up. Gain of a couple.
Excellent fake run by Monty Goins there. Anytime you can make a defensive man recognize you when you're running a fake, you've done a good job. That was a nice job done by Monty.
Austell checks in. Toon will leave. They credit it to a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9. Mickle again wrapped up immediately. And this time number 35, Jeff Merrill in on the stop.
Gerald, as you can see here, Jeff is flip-flopping back to this. He's playing the strong side back to the weak side and just stepped in there. He's a hard man to handle. He's done an excellent job in there this evening. Jeff Merrill, senior linebacker. Timeout, and you see John Williams, the defensive coach, going out for the Warriors.
So with 3:23 to go in the first half, it's still a scoreless ball game, but the Knights are knocking at the door.
In the past few years, the new Chrysler Corporation has come to mean leadership in the automobile industry. Leadership in innovative new products, quality, and value. There's no automobile that expresses that leadership and value more than the unique Reliant K. With front-wheel drive and backed by the best warranty in the industry, this car proves its value. And Evansville Chrysler Plymouth will continue that value by saving you money. Reliant K, Evansville Chrysler Plymouth, the value leaders.
Hey, Dad, I got it!
Hey, it's about time.
I finally got it.
I got a surprise for you. Come on, you earned it. Take it for a spin.
You mean it?
Yeah, go on, get in there.
Coke is it. It's the one.
Get it? Piece of cake. How about let me see?
It's the real cola taste.
That's great.
With the little
Go for a drive?
Sure. Smile on your face. Coke. Coke is it.
When you need some special care, we'll be there.
It's a St. Mary's tradition and a promise to be there when you need us. Dedicated professionals working with the latest technology to provide our community with the finest health care found anywhere.
When you need some special care, we'll be there.
St. Mary's Medical Center.
Central Satellite is having a fall kickoff sale this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Score big with Central Satellite. With any system over $13.95, you'll get a choice of 3 special premiums. Choose from a free 19-inch color TV, free installation, or a free antenna mover. Over 100 TV channels can be yours with a Central Satellite system. Some start as low as $795. Central Satellite's fall kickoff sale is a touchdown. Central Satellite, 4th and Center in Owensboro and Newton Street in Jasper.
Tomorrow, the college football focus is on the Big Ten when defending conference champion Illinois travels to Iowa to battle the Hawkeyes. 1 year ago, the Illini embarrassed Iowa 33-0. It should be a dandy, exciting Big Ten college football when Illinois faces Iowa tomorrow beginning at 11 a.m. right here on WEHT. CBS, the NCAA, and WEHT once again making for a season of excitement. It is 3rd and 11 for Castle with 3:23 to go in the first half. Mickle tonight with 14 carries for 44 yards. Lockhart split to the top of the screen. Out of the I formation. 3rd and long. Keller gives to Mickle, and he's wrapped up and will come up shy. Looked like Delbert Glynn, number 60, was in on the stop. Along with Chris McCool.
Fake to the fullback. Mickle takes it. Unblocked. Chris does an excellent job there and gets help coming up from number 43, Roland Marshall. Marshall helped on the play.
So Castle will try a field goal to get the first points on the board. David Seeley will try it. It'll be from the 20, so it's a 30-yard attempt. The snap. It's down. The kick is up. It is high enough. It is long enough. It is no good. Off to the right. It's no good. So it's still a scoreless ball game. And that fires up the Harrison troops. So Harrison will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. 2 minutes and 39 seconds to go on the clock, and Mitch Marsh will send his troops into action. And we still have a scoreless ball game. Again, Heath Hart, who Coach March said is an excellent passer, is at the controls. Hart drops back, throws over the middle. It's complete. Mike Fisher making his 2nd catch of the season. This one good for about 11 yards and another Harrison first down.
Here you see it, Bill. I think he's just run a little post. He cut off of the split in, and almost, if he'd kept his balance, he'd have been up and been a running, but the fella got him just by the arm. That was a little post pattern run by Mike.
Frankie Smith making the saving tackle.
Frankie done a job tonight, right, Frankie?
He's already played a game. We're only in the first half. 1st and 10. Another quick one over the middle. This is Fisher again, and again Smith there to wrap him up. Pickup of about 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Well, this was the same play they ran before. They liked it so well, they just thought they'd run it again. So until they get a change on it, they'll run it, keep running it. But I'm sure that the Castle defense will pick that up. Now you got to watch 83. This he doesn't run through it.
That's Jim Post, split to the bottom of the screen. Again, Hart drops straight back under pressure. This time throws over the middle, and Frankie Smith has his 3rd interception to the 45, down to the 40, and dives forward near the 35-yard line. And Castle is in business again on Frankie Smith's 3rd interception of the evening.
I guess Frank said, you're trying to pick on me too much, and here's what happens. Of course, he gets awfully good rush there, and he just picks in, takes the thing off. He might have been thrown to a post at that time.
Threw into traffic, that's certainly the case there. They mark it right at the 35 of Harrison. 1:14 to go in the first half. 1st and 10 for Castle. Keller to throw. Now he's wrapped up and will be sacked.
Chris Bowling looked like was untouched at that time. Jumped right over the top of him.
And now Castle burns a timeout with 51 seconds to go. A loss back to the 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 15 when we resume after this timeout. And Castle trying to get some points on the board here. Don, obviously it's been a game dominated by the defense. Offense will be the story tomorrow on CBS Sports Saturday when Jerry Cooney takes on Philip Brown. Jerry Cooney on the comeback trail. Tomorrow, undefeated Philip Brown, the opponent. Just one of several interesting stories tomorrow on the CBS Sports Saturday.
Yeah, Bill, as you were talking, this has been quite a defensive ball game. Of course, Harrison has only allowed, I think, 3 touchdowns in one ball game, as we will check a little later on at the half.
Well, they lost to Modern Day 21-14, then lost to Central 26-6. That's the only time they were really out of a ball game. They gave up 13 points when they lost to REITZ on a fumble late in the game. Then they came back and stunned Boise 20-0, and last week lost by a field goal 10-7 to the Henderson County Colonels.
But they played excellent defense this evening, I'll say that.
It's 2nd down and 15 with 51 seconds to go in the first half. This is Mickle on the delay. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage near the 35-yard line. Clock runs, 42 seconds to go in the first half.
This is a draw, as you can see. And they run it right off of Thurman. And a linebacker, Chris McCool, making the stop.
27 seconds to go in the first half. Frankie Smith split to the bottom of the screen on 3rd and 10. Keller drops straight back, looks, throws to the left, and he threw it behind and short of Smith, and it'll be 4th down, and the clock stops with 16 seconds to go. And we'll see what Coach John Lighty and company pulled out of the bag on 4th down and 10 with 16 seconds to go. John Greenwald leaves. Mike Austell checks back in. Fourth and 10 for Castle at the Harrison 35. Smith split to the bottom of the screen. Backs in the eye. Keller takes the snap, drops straight back. He's in trouble, and he will be wrapped up again by big number 80, Chris Bowling, the 6'3", 172-pound junior. And the clock stops with 12 seconds left to go in the first half.
Here you see Andy going back. The only thing about it, there's no block by the tackle, and they just come through, and he has no chance to even set up. 12 seconds to go, Bill, in the quarter.
And Harrison burns a timeout to set up perhaps a scoring play, a big play here late in the half. Troy Peachy also in on the sack for the Warriors, and obviously Coach Mitch Marsh, known for his passing game, will try and put a big one on the board here with a dozen seconds left.
He's out in the middle now, having conference along with Bob Rogers of the Castle Knights. The defensive man, he's having some things to say.
It's doubleheader action on Sunday on CBS when the Dallas Cowboys battle the Chicago Bears, then the Philadelphia Eagles face the Washington Redskins. The Cowboys off to a 3-1 start, the Bears with the same record, but Chicago coming in off their first loss this season. Jim McMahon is expected to start and go the distance this week, and Walter Payton will continue his assault on the rushing record. It's the Cowboys and Bears, then an NFC Eastern Division fight between the Eagles and Redskins. It all begins Sunday morning at 11:30 with the NFL Today right here on WEHT. CBS Sports, the NFL, and WEHT once again bringing you a season of excitement. Here, 12 seconds to go in the first half, and Harrison with the ball at their own 45-yard line. Scoreless ball game. Heath Hart, the quarterback, drops straight back, throws on the left side, and this is a flea flicker play. This is Travis Johnson streaking down the sideline, down to the 10. 1 second left, and time has expired.
Well, Bill, that is something that the Castle Knights have done excellent in the past, and tonight they pulled it on them. We got a penalty on the play.
And no time on the clock, so we'll have to wait and see what the story is. The officials talking it over on the far sidelines. Head coach Mitch Marsh heading down there.
Coach Marsh is sort of,
I think he wants time back on the clock.
Showing his displeasure out there. If it's against the defensive team, of course we can't stop the ball, the clock on a penalty from the defense.
So the half can't end on a defensive foul.
That's right. It would be, and of course if it was an offensive foul, they'd be in the dressing room, but now.
It's pass interference against Castle, so Harrison will get another crack with no time left on the clock. So we'll see where they set it up.
The fella that saved that, Bill, for Castle was number 32, Kevin Lockhart, come across the field. As you could see. And the fella that they flipped the ball out to right here is one of the fastest men in the city, if not the fastest man, but he was slowed down there, and number 22.
Mike Austell
gets a piece, and then I think it was Kevin.
Lockhart
comes and makes the stop.
Well, they still discuss it on the field with quarterback Heath Hart.
They're trying to find out where the spot of the foul, where the penalty is going to be. It was declined.
The penalty was declined. They're going to put the ball on the 10-yard line, and we'll have to see how much time is left. The officials now on this side talking to the Castle coaching staff.
But the clock has run out, and that's what Jerry is concerned about. And John Leidy, of course, I guess they're going to have to put a second up there anyway. We'll find out.
They spotted the ball at the Castle 15-yard line. And it looks like Harrison will attempt the field goal. Jeff Merrill is out there sizing up the situation.
Ryan Rusk is the extra point kicker, but it looks like Merrill is going to try the field goal.
He does their kickoff.
It'll be possibly a fake field goal.
I think they're going to try and get the points on the board. They have a stiff wind at their back, and now a timeout called by Castle. And again, the wheels turn. And an interesting situation. The big flea flicker play has set this up.
This is kind of ironic. Castle was getting ready to run the flea flicker when Andy was sacked, which they're famous for. You know, they won some ball games. By the way, he's been sacked 5 times for minus 46 yards. Coaches will have some words for their offensive line about that.
So will the quarterback.
You can't, yes, you can't throw that football off your back.
Here again is the big play that has set up the situation. Right now we get the call that this timeout being charged to Harrison. And here it is, Coach.
Well, there you see it. And it was executed well. Travis coming down there, and like I said a while ago, was the fastest man in the city. Took a little hitch step, but he got caught. Here we go. There's it. There's
field goal attempt from 32 yards is no good. It is wide to the left. Wide to the left. And the coaching staff on the far sideline does not agree. Or the Harrison staff not pleased with the call, but it stands, and that's how the first half ends. A scoreless first half. John Lottie and his troops head to the locker room. It's Castle nothing and Harrison nothing.
Black Equipment Company has an extensive parts and service department with over 27 years experience. Black's factory-trained service representatives can repair your vehicles on location, or they can take your vehicle in for repairs where Black's rental units are available. Plus, Black Equipment has a completely stocked parts department with a computerized inventory for up-to-the-minute parts information and a computer link to Clark's National Parts Inventory System. For quality parts and service for your material handling equipment, look to Black Equipment Company with locations in Evansville, Mount Vernon, Paducah, and Hopkinsville.
Just for the fun of it, just for the heck of it, just for the taste of it, Diet Coke. Just for the style of it, just for the thrill of it, the real cold, the taste of it, Diet Coke. Just for the joy of it, just for the just for the fun of it, Diet Coke. Just for the look of it, from Coca-Cola, just for the taste of it, Diet Coke. In the land of Dairy Queen, we treat you right.
The Chili Dog Split, the right kind of hot dog. A plump quarter pound on a golden bun. Covered with cheese, zesty mustard, ketchup. The right kind of tasty chili. Onions, tangy relish. The Chili Dog Split. Taste what we mean.
In the land of Dairy Queen, we treat you right.
That's why folks drive to Hendrickson & Sons from all over the tri-state. The Give a Little dealer has absolute lowest prices on Chevrolets, Pontiacs, and Buicks, all in one location.
Give a little more, take a little less at Hendrickson & Sons.
Get absolute lowest prices at Hendrickson & Sons on Highway 62 between Chandler and Boonville.
Halftime here at Castle High School with the Castle Band entertaining the homecoming crowd. A scoreless ball game through the first half of action between the Castle Knights and the Harrison Warriors. The football team here at Castle has enjoyed tremendous success, but it's not the only sport that's doing well this season. Stan Clark has a look at another successful athletic team.
Volleyball. Until this past summer's Olympics, it was known by most Americans as nothing more than an occasional beach or neighborhood diversion. But at Castle High School, the Knights girls volleyball team not only discovered the game way before Americans began rooting this summer for Team USA, but they've been one of the state's best for almost a decade now. In fact, long before the Castle football program was anything more than just another Friday night something to do, the girls from Paradise were racking up wins and state rankings, but few headlines.
We've had good athletes at Castle, and that always helps. They've worked hard. They've been determined. They come in with a real positive attitude about volleyball, and I think the tradition has really helped us.
When it comes to honorees in the Castle Sports Hall of Fame, only Castle's recently well-known football program has a slight lead in inductees over participants of this sport. The girls may play it, but it's anything but genteel when you play it at Castle. There's the 30 minutes or so of daily PT. The motivational placards to keep the mind on the matter at hand, and the constant practice of serving, hitting, and setting up for the slam or block. And you go to the floor if necessary, because volleyball is not a game of follow the bouncing ball.
You go after everything. That's usually, the way it goes.
And that's how you hurt your arm.
Right, from falling on the floor too many times, catching myself or whatever.
It's all done businesslike by coaches Luderman and assistant Marcia Fiskus. This seriousness is carried out, however, in an obvious air of fun and enjoyment of each other and the game. So much so, it's infectious.
Oh, timing.
It's the fun, tradition, and the knowledge that many of the Castle hitters before them have gotten college scholarships that draws young women to the sport.
Volleyball, it's everybody's, if one person does bad, everybody does bad.
Teamwork.
Yeah, right, that's it. And I play soccer too, but volleyball, it's just something I'm good at, and I've played for so long.
When it comes to sports here at Castle, football, of course, is the king, but the queen of sports, obviously, girls volleyball. Stan Clark, WEHT, Castle.
And back here for tonight's football game, it's a scoreless duel between Castle and Harrison. We're at the half. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Thinking of a van conversion? Let Custom Cycle and Van Supply show you the comfort, convenience, and luxury of owning a customized van. Whether you're thinking of buying a new van or customizing your present model, Custom Cycle and Van can do it for you. We stock a complete inventory of van accessories such as continental kits, running boards, snack trays, tables, and all the extras. Stop by or call one of our experienced conversion experts for a free estimate and see how affordable a customized van can be. Custom Cycle and Van Supply, 2131 South Kentucky Avenue.
Down here, we like everything big. That's why we just love Red Lobster, because they've got the big deal shrimp deal.
Honey, Chicky, baby, it's big. It's bigger than big. It's a big deal shrimp deal.
Oh, it's so big.
Red Lobster presents the Big Deal Shrimp Deal with big value. 3 free shrimp when you buy 12. And big new shrimp tastes like Parmesan, Italian, and Cajun. The Big Deal Shrimp Deal.
It's really, really big.
Just for the fun of it, just for the heck of it, just for the taste of it, Diet Coke. Just for the style of it, just for the thrill of it, the real cool, the taste of it, Diet Coke. Just for the joy of it, just for the just for the fun of it, Diet Coke. Just for the look of it, from Coca-Cola, just for the taste of it, Diet Coke. Give a little, give a little, give
That's why folks drive to Hendrickson & Sons from all over the tri-state. The Give a Little dealer has absolute lowest prices on Chevrolets, Pontiacs, and Buicks, all in one location.
Give a little more, take a little less at Hendrickson & Sons.
Get absolute lowest prices at Hendrickson & Sons on Highway 62 between Chandler and Boonville.
Well, so far tonight, we've seen a scoreless battle between the Castle Knights and the Harrison Warriors. 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be back here when the Bossy Bulldogs, under first-year coach Phil DeLong, come calling on Castle. That's 2 weeks from tonight, Bossy and Castle at a special time, 10:30, right here on WEHT. Tonight's game dominated by the defense. We'll look for some scoring in the third quarter. Castle will be taking the third quarter kickoff. It's scoreless at halftime. We'll be back in a moment.
I told Cindy, my husband's secretary, I told her, you know, I'm really surprised how nice my skin feels. I told her to use Dove because you know why? She's got dry skin.
We asked women across America to give up their ordinary soap and take the Dove 7-day test.
My skin feels like it's breathing. I have this soft, supple feeling with Dove.
Dove is 1/4 moisturizing cream. It can give you softer, smoother skin in 7 days.
Soap left my skin tight and dry. Dove left it feeling smooth and young.
For softer, smoother skin, switch to Dove.
Snapper has a special offer for you. Right now, when you buy a quality Snapper product, a great value, Snapper will give you a work-saving attachment free. Thanks. To make it an even greater value.
Thanks again.
And with our convenient credit plan, we'll make it a snap for you to take one home. So visit your participating Snapper dealer today and get Snapper quality and savings at the same time.
Save from $30 to $190 on free attachments.
Ool Lawn and Garden, Olney, Illinois, and Paul Snapper and Equipment Sales and Service, Washington, Indiana.
Incredible! New wave bleach beat liquid bleach at whitening. Gotta tell Sue.
Colors never look so bright, and no fading. Gotta tell Marge. Why is everybody talking about new wave bleach? Because it's the dry bleach that's better than liquid on whites. Its chlorine-free formula whitens whiter than liquid, and it's great on colors. Brightens better than any bleach made. Brilliant colors.
New wave bleach, the dry bleach that beats liquid.
Gotta tell Kate.
You've changed, but you still have nothing.
RC100's got nothing. No sugar and no caffeine. And now it's even got NutraSweet, a taste that's nothing but great.
Now Diet RC100 tastes better than ever with NutraSweet. There's nothing like it.
Diet RC100's got nothing. Nothing but taste.
Nothing but taste.
Try caffeine-free RC100, regular and diet.
At the first half stats of tonight's scoreless ball game, and the total yards tell it all. 58 for Castle, which has been stymied by a tough Harrison defense, which has sacked quarterback Andy Keller on numerous occasions. The Warriors racking up just 79 yards so far, Don.
Well, as you see, Bill, Harrison has taken possession on their own 20, their own 10, 16, 42, 20, and 45 in their own territory. Castle has had their 44, their 46. That's their being Harrison's, and their own 25. Then they were back at Harrison's 40 and Harrison's 35. These showing possession where they took over the ball. Said Castle would have 87 yards rushing, but 5 sacks for a minus 46 yards, and you'll see what their statistics is there with 58. The Harrison turnovers has hurt them.
3 interceptions by Frankie Smith tonight, and that has snuffed out a couple of Harrison drives.
This has been a game, as we talked about at the top of the show, where Coach Leidy was greatly concerned about how high his ball club is to play a ball club. It's 1-4. As you can see, they have not come off the ball. I think the coaches are a little bit concerned about their reading Harrison's defensive play, their stunts, and what they're doing up there, and consequently they're reacting too slow, and Harrison's playing great defensive ball. About the time you think that Castle was going to get this thing going,
the defense comes through.
The defense came through and consequently put them in trouble.
Castle with 41 yards rushing, Harrison with just 14, but Harrison has dominated the passing lane so far tonight. Both teams back on the field. Second half kickoff coming up in a scoreless ball game.
Hello, Kate, let's
sweetest yellow cake ever. Moistness that rises so high.
So America's rising to a high taste. Rising high to a moist taste. High rising.
We like this.
High moistness.
Dunkin' Hines Deluxe.
Buy my cake that's dry. Dunkin' Hines rising so high.
Dunkin' Hines Deluxe.
Make your cake taste even better with Dunkin' Hines Creamy Frosting.
3 times the softness and April freshness. A cap that doesn't drip? Low price, too?
Impossible.
That's what women said when we filled this handy little bottle with all the softness and April freshness of this bottle 3 times the size. Introducing new triple concentrated Downy with 3 times the softness and April freshness in every drop. A new no-drip cap, and it costs less than regular Downy.
Can it work like my Downy?
Sure, with 1/3 as much.
Same Downy softness, same April freshness. Love this cap. It doesn't drip. All that? And costs less, too?
Incredible.
April Fresh Downy. Regular and new money-saving triple concentrated.
RC Cola can refresh, revive, renew. RC Cola can really get to you. Cola-loving woman. Cola-loving man. Nothing really gets to you like RC Cola can. Refresh, restore, revive, renew. Nothing really gets to you like RC Cola can.
Yeah, I'm a cola-loving man. And I'm looking for a cola-loving woman.
Bill Weber along with Don Watson at Castle High School, and we've been joined here just before the second half kickoff by head coach Randy Rogers from the University of Evansville. Coach, thanks for stopping by. Tomorrow you go against St. Joe's conference opener. All set to go?
I hope so. We'd like not to count last week as a home opener and just start fresh this week.
Randy saw some of your players here before tonight's game. Looks like you're pretty much 100% ready to go tomorrow as far as the players are concerned. Bubby's ready. It looks like Al might see some action.
Yeah, all of our walking wounded are back, and a couple of them are going to start. Dave Brosmer will play in a cast, and he'll start, and Steve Williford will be back also and play wide receiver. So we got all of our wounded guys back, and we're ready to go.
Coach, thanks a lot. Good luck tomorrow.
All right, thank you, Bill.
Randy Rogers and the Aces take on St. Joe's tomorrow, 1:30 at Carson Center. Here we're set for the second half kickoff. It'll be Harrison kicking off to the Castle Knights. Jeff Merrill moves forward and boots that ball, and it's taken by Mickle on the far sideline. He starts up the middle of the field and gets across the 20, and then met by a crowd at about the 25-yard line, and that's where Castle will take over. 1st and 10 here to start the second half. A scoreless ball game, and as we mentioned, it has been a game dominated by the defense, and both coaches hoping to put some points on the board here early in the third quarter. And Coach Marsh told us before the game that he really hoped to be able to shut down the Castle running attack, and so far they've been able to get through, and that has enabled Harrison to do the damage defensively.
About the time we thought they were going to pick it up, the Harrison defense came surging back. Let's see what happened at the half now, Bill.
On 1st down, Castle sticking to the ground.
Carrying the ball for Castle, number 41, Francis.
Jim Francis, the 6', 196-pound junior on the carry. Picks up 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. The ball just shy of the 30-yard line. Francis, Jeff Mickle in the backfield. Lockhart split to this side. Goins is flanked left. This is Mickle on the give, and he got across the 30. Maybe picked up a yard or 2 more, and it'll be 3rd down.
Roland Marshall on the stop there, number 43.
He's been a busy man offensively and defensively tonight. One of several two-way players. Mike Austell checks back in, brings in the play from the Castle coaching staff.
Harrison had 5 fellas that go both ways, Bill.
Francis, the lone setback on 3rd and 5. The give is to Goins, and he is wrapped up right away, struggling to get back to the line of scrimmage. And it's number 35, Jeff Merrill, the 6-foot senior, in on the stop. And that time, Harrison able to snuff out the play, and the Knights are stymied on the first drive of the second half.
There you see Jeff Merrill. No one blocked on him at that time. He had a little stunt going to the inside, and as you can see, he just wrapped him up. Earlier, he did that, and did not wrap Jeff up, and Jeff broke away from him. So, as I said, he learned something. Jeff's playing the right side now, or the strong side linebacker.
Marshall and Fisher are waiting the punt from Holmes. Fair catch signals for and made by Mike Fisher, number 37. And it'll be Harrison's first opportunity of the second half from about their own 38-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Harrison Warriors. Scoreless ball game, 9:43 to go in the third quarter. At quarterback will be the junior, Heath Hart. He'll have Roland Marshall and Mike Fisher in the backfield behind him.
Bill, it's been quite a defensive battle.
Hart was 4 for 10 for 65 yards in the first half, and of course threw the 3 interceptions. He keeps it, looking, throwing. He's got a man out there in shoulders, but it's overthrown. Lockhart back there on the coverage. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Harrison. And Harrison looking to strike early, but that one overthrown, Don.
Here you see Heath just winging it out there on just a streak. Jeff, as we said earlier, has had a knee surgery, and I'm sure he's not up to full strength, but I kind of admire a fella for even being out there.
Phil Brizius with a nice block on that play. Looked like he picked off Eric Mullen, who was headed for the quarterback. 2nd and 10. Again, Hart looking upstairs. Again under pressure. Throws to the right, and this time it's picked up by Jamie Holland. And Holland is held onto and finally dragged down by number 27, Jack Johnson. But Hart has thrown his 4th interception of the evening, and Castle is back in business.
I think if Heath had to do this over again, he'd like to have that one back. That ball probably shouldn't have been thrown. There was no one there in position, and Heath just kind of threw that thing off balance. Another interception. That's 4 for the Knights tonight.
And it's 1st and 10 for Castle at about their own 43-yard line. Lockhart split to this side. Smith to the top of the screen. Goins in motion, and Harrison is offside. Tom Baggett trying to blast through. Came through a little too early. And it'll be 1st and 5.
Here you see Tom just a little bit jumpy. He jumped across. Even if he jumps across, goes back, it's still an infraction. He can't do that.
So a free 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 5 for Castle. Ball moved up to the 47-yard line. Again, Lockhart comes to this side. Mickle is split to the top of the screen. Goins goes in motion. Keller calling signals. Takes the snap. Little jump pass over the middle. This is John Greenwald. Big yardage. Still on his feet. Breaks a tackle. 30, 25, 20. Finally dragged down at the 17-yard line on a saving tackle by number 43, Roland Marshall in on the stop.
You just see determination here. Just a little jump pass. He hits a tight end. Comes down through 26. Tried to go over the top of him. And what happens there, your own man will knock you away, but here comes Harrison's
Marshall
on that stop. Yeah, he did a job. He came from the strong corner.
36-yard gain, 1st and 10 from the 17. Keller to Mickle, big hole, 5-3, touchdown. And Castle gets on the board with 8:26 to go in the third quarter.
Here's an excellent run by Mickle, right off the fullback. Fullback leads through. Here come Travis Johnson coming. You're not going to tackle him with a jersey, so you might as well learn that real quick. Travis probably would like to have that one over. Excellent run, excellent run. Good blocking up front there.
Tony Mooney with some nice blocking up there. The extra point attempt. The place, the kick is up. It is good. The kick is good. Steve Peters puts it through, and there's the story. 8:26 to go in the third quarter. Castle leads 7-0. We'll be back with the Castle kickoff in just a moment.
Haney is travel, so when it comes to a getaway weekend in Manhattan or a globe-trotting vacation of a lifetime, come to the people who know travel. We'll make an airline reservation to Miami as easily as schedule a tour of the Orient. We'll save you time and save you money, too. We know the best and easiest way to go, escorted or on your own. The world is waiting, and Haney is travel for you.
Come to Haney Travel. We'll share the world with you.
Go ahead, I'll hit you one.
I was just a little guy when my dad introduced me to baseball. A little later, he introduced me to Coca-Cola, and I became a big fan. Now I'm on my own, and I can't think of anything I'd rather do or anything I'd rather drink.
Coke is it. It's the one you grow up with. Coke. Coke is it. Coke.
The verdict is in, and it wasn't even close. We ran a survey, and you, the consumer, told us to stop the prizes, such as expensive trips, large cash and car giveaways, where one person wins and the balance of our customers pay the bill. You, the public, also told us to keep our advertising overhead to a minimum and pass the savings along to you in the form of lower prices on all our products and services. We've done it. Come on in, compare our new low prices. You'll see the difference.
Honey, I'm home.
You're just in time. For my chicken l'orange and my biscuits and my...
Ring around the collar.
Ring around the collar.
For a tough stain like this, you need whisk.
But I use...
Sprays and powders aren't good enough. Whisk does a better job. And when whisk gets out ring around the collar...
The whole wash is clean.
No more leaving you alone.
Yeah, no more ring around the collar.
Whisk gets ring around the collar and your whole wash clean.
Bill Weber along with Don Watson back at Castle High School. The Knights have just scored a two-play drive going 57 yards after the interception by Jamie Holland. And finally some points at 7-0.
Tony Moody, Darvin Halvis, the people they like to run over anyway. Remember, John told us that a couple of years, and that's where they went. That's where they went at that time.
The Knights kicking off, high end over end kick by David Seeley. Comes up to one of the short men. He juggles it, picks it up, and struggles out near the 35-yard line where Harrison will set up shop 1st and 10. And now the Warriors will be looking to get some points on the board. Coach Marsh wanted a strong defensive effort tonight, but he pointed out he thought it was critical for his club to get on the board first. Now they have to play catch-up.
This is a time where the Knights will pick up a little spirit. They'll be a little bit quicker off the ball, and when you get on the board, things kind of pick up for you psychologically. Here you go.
Post and Fisher split to the right. On 1st down, they keep it on the ground. This is Marshall, big yardage, 1st down and more. Out near midfield, Kevin Lockhart on the stop. And that play will lift the spirits of Harrison.
I don't think they wanted emotion on that. It looked like Travis went in motion. I don't know whether he was supposed to or not, but it was an excellent play, and it might have been something we better put in the book.
Marshall now with 3 carries for 17 yards tonight. 1st and 10 at the 48 for Harrison. Again, they try straight up the middle. It looked like Johnson tried to break the tackle, but couldn't and was wrapped up.
David Seeley on the stop there. There's a nose guard coming over, sliding over, and ends up making a stop. David Seeley, he's a workhorse on the ball club.
And that was Marshall on the carry. Might have lost half a yard. We'll call it 2nd and 10. Again, Post and Fisher split to the right. This is Johnson around the left side, runs into traffic, and finally dragged out of bounds by Jim Francis. Looks like he's across the Castle 45 down near the 43-yard line.
Here you see it's just a little counter back. Good block out there on the end. There's Travis running sideways. That doesn't count, but then he does a good job of planting the foot and coming up, and Jim Francis takes him out of bounds.
Pickup of 9 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 1. Full house backfield. Flags on the play.
Motion. Warriors in motion.
So the play will be nullified. Fisher on the carry, but they'll bring this one back. Fisher did pick up enough for the first down. The officials discussing it with Scott Thurman.
What about the queen tonight, Bill? Wendy Galloway, crowned queen, Castle homecoming. And Jeff Mickle was the king. He may be king tonight on the field, too.
Well, he has the game's only touchdown, 7-0 Castle on top. 6:40 to go, third quarter. It is now 3rd and 7. Quick one over the middle and batted down. They tried to go to shoulders. Looked like Monty Goins was over there to
Good
break it
defensive
up.
play there by Monty Goins. Here you can see it. It's just a split in on a little look-in pattern. Right there, Monty went with him.
And it'll be 4th down, and Harrison will be forced to punt it away. Glenn Hubler to kick. Will hit it at about his own 43-yard line. Takes the snap, one step, and boots that ball. A low kick. This should be good for a return. Lockhart takes it, dancing near his own 20, 25. Flag goes down. And so does Lockhart near the 28. And another kick and another penalty, and we'll wait and see what the call is.
Bill, it seems like anytime there's a punt, anytime there's a kickoff, there's a flag thrown. Illegal block, you've got to hit them above the waist.
This was a low kick. There's the call, a face mask on this call going against Harrison. And again, they discuss it with Castle, and surely the Knights will take this and tack on some big yardage to the return by Lockhart. The referee stepping it off. And that moves the ball out near the 43-yard line, and a face mask call against Harrison. So Castle back in business. 6:25, clock stop, third quarter. Smith goes to the top of the screen. Harrison tonight has been penalized 5 times for 65 yards. Goins in motion. Keller on the delay to Mickle, and he's out near midfield.
McCool and Merrill on the stop. Here you see it, it's just a draw, and they step up there. Jeff's in on it first, and Chris tries to just bowl him over with his shoulders.
Pickup of 5, it'll be 2nd and 5 from the Castle 48. They lead 7-0, third quarter. Again, Mickle across midfield, 45 down near the 44-yard line, and flags fly again. A holding penalty going against the Knights, and they'll bring this one back. Take a look.
I would say it might have been on number 22 reaching in there, or
perhaps number 64, Darvin Halvis.
He didn't mean to do it. But sometimes it helps when you block like that.
Certainly slows them down.
Now we're back to square one. Harrison with a 15-yard penalty. Now Castle with another 15-yard penalty. It sort of balanced things out.
And this will set up a 2nd and 18 for Castle with 5.5 to go in the third quarter. And the clock running. Keller through the air tonight, 2 of 4 for 53 yards. He came in completing about 41% of his passes this season. 2nd and long. The little jump pass over the middle, caught by Greenwell. Breaks the tackle, but then is dragged down by number 37, Fisher.
From a right cornerback spot, Mike. Here you see Mike. Little jump pass. He knows somebody's got to come over and help. Excellent job there of running, but Greenwell.
And that's the same play that set up the touchdown earlier in the quarter.
That's the play, Bill, that helps linebacker. I mean, helps keep those linebackers honest. You keep throwing the ball in, dumping in that area. They've got to have two responsibilities, the run and the pass.
It picked up 14. It's 3rd and 4. This is Mickle trying to get the first down. He's near, breaks a tackle. He's got the first down and more into Harrison territory.
You'll see Roland Marshall come up and slide off. As you'll see, Mickle gets to the outside. It's a fake to the fullback. Mickle steps to the outside. Travis comes in, slides off, and gets knocked off of the play. And then you see Chris McCool
and Troy
Peachy come up and make the stop.
Mickle now 19 carries, 85 yards. That one good for a first down at the Harrison 39. Now we've got motion all over the place, and this one will probably go against Castle. Looked like Darvin Halvis was a little anxious to get the play started.
Just a little step inside, that pulls the defense. Here you can see it. He's a left guard. You see Darvin just take a left step in. He was going to step down, and he knew the minute that it happened, but they won't let us take it back.
So now for Castle, it'll be 1st and 15. John Greenwell back in. Mike Austell comes to the sidelines. The clock ticks under 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. 7-0 Castle on top. Keller, the quarterback. On the delay to Mickle. Dragged down by Jeff Merrill, who's had an excellent evening. The 6-foot, 195-pound senior makes the stop. Pickup of 2, they say. It'll be 2nd down and a long 13.
2nd and 13.
Merrill and McCool both have played excellent linebacker. They both switch around one in their course of going to the strength of Castle. If Castle's up on the strong side to the left, Merrill usually comes over and lets the younger fellow play on the backside. Right now, he's playing quick side. Merrill's up in the line, got a little stunt going.
Keller dropping back, looking right, throwing right for the sophomore Schramp. He had it, knocked out of his hands, and a flag goes down. They're going to call pass interference on the senior Robert Fuchs. And that'll be a big play. They were looking for the sophomore Brian Schramp, 5'9", 140 pounds, and here it is again.
He's just running a streak and turns around on a comeback pattern, and Bobby comes over the top of him and kind of, well, I have seen that play is, you can see the pros do that, and they usually don't call pass defense. But that play was definitely pass defense because he didn't let him have the opportunity to catch the ball. He came in and broke him down from the back. That's all right to do that, but you got to let him catch the ball before you do it. Here you see Coach Leidy, Bill. He's contemplating, chewing his gum.
It'll be a 15-yard penalty, and that should give the Knights the first down.
Penalties this half, interceptions the first half.
It is a first down for Castle. Near the 27-yard line of Harrison. This is Mickle around the left side. Down near the 20-yard line. Jeff Shoulders in on the stop.
There's fake to the fullback and just a pitch to the tailback. Just makes a foot race out of it. And here you see Shoulders coming over to make the stop.
We mentioned earlier Shoulders got in for a couple of plays last week, but this is first full-strength effort of the season after some knee problem.
Jeff, fine football player. His brothers, Pat and Mike, were both good ball players. Played for me back in the 20s, 30s, something like that, Bill.
That play picked up 8, 2nd and 2. Mickle trying for the first down. And he's going to be near, but it looks like he'll be a little shy, and it'll be 3rd and short for Castle.
Jim Post on the stop there did a nice job. Jim playing both ways here this evening.
It'll be 3rd and 1 for Castle. Austell comes in with the play, relays it to Keller. Clock ticks just under 2 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Castle on top, 7-0. The only score, a touchdown run here in the third quarter by Jeff Mickle. 3rd and 1. Mickle takes it, breaks it, first down and more. Dragged down by Marshall, but not before Mickle picked up the first down. Down near the 12-yard line.
That was a fullback lead through, Bill, and he did a job on a linebacker, and then Mickle steps off of it.
Mickle now, excuse me, John.
Just a blast play.
23 carries, 102 yards. 1st and 10 with 1.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. From the Harrison 12. Mickle again, around the right side. He's got some blockers, struggles inside the 5. And only a saving tackle by Travis Johnson kept Mickle out of the end zone.
Here you see the replay. Jim Francis kicks the end out. Mickle just runs off of the block. And the next guy to tackle him is a strong safety. That's how you design the play.
First and goal now from the 1-yard line. Mickle, the deep back in the eye. Keep your eye on him. He's got the ball. Touchdown.
There it is, fullback through. He leads the play. Mickle just ducks his head, gets in. Just a power play right down on the goal line. Those things are hard to handle, especially when you got a fellow like Francis leading the play.
So with 56 seconds to go in the third quarter, Castle has added their second touchdown of the evening. And Steve Peters will attempt to add the extra point. The kick is up, and it's good. It's good. So with 56 seconds to go in the third quarter, it's now Castle on top 14-0. A 9-play drive covering 57 yards, eating up about 5 minutes and 21 seconds, and that looked like a typical Castle drive, able to mix it up well, the passing and the running.
That's right, Bill, and I like the way they ran back over the offense. On the right side this time was Seeley and Nick Porter over there. That gives them some confidence. They can say, hey, you can run over on our side too. They did a nice job. I don't know what was said at halftime, Bill, but something must have been said by the Castle folks to say, hey, guys, let's get it going. It looked, on that drive, and the last 2 drives, they looked like the Castle Ball Club that we've seen play before.
Castle trying for their 6th straight win of the season. They, of course, are unbeaten. Harrison has struggled this season with a 1-4 mark. Seeley moves forward and boots that ball low, end over end kick. Taken by Johnson, who goes straight up the middle. Spun around, still on his feet, then finally racked up and brought down out near the 27 or 28-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10. Mark Gillis making the stop on the play. One of the special teams players for Castle. So with 50 seconds to go in the third quarter, and we have a player down on the field now, I believe. It's a Harrison player. Can't quite make out who it is.
You know, Bill, they've had some injury, and what was funny is Coach Marsh said they haven't had injury. They had 2 appendectomies, and that's unusual. I don't ever recall having that happen. He had 2 appendectomies within a week. That was number 76, Del Brezius, shaken up a little bit. He walked off under his own power. I tell you one thing I'm sure that Coach Marsh would like to do is keep that offensive unit on the field. The defense has had to play too much football tonight, and they've done an excellent job.
They mark the ball at the 29-yard line, 1st and 10 for Harrison. We'll see if the Warriors go upstairs. They trail by 14 late in the third quarter. They keep it on the ground. This is Marshall trying the left side. He's got the first down and more. Roland Marshall with a big play, one of his biggest of the evening.
Scott Thurman running him out of bounds over there with Kevin Lockhart, but that was a good game.
And Harrison showing that they're not panicking, keeping it on the ground. 15-yard gain out to the Harrison 44.
Heath Hart, the 6'4 junior, He may be a big boy this time next year, Bill.
He is just a junior. They keep it on the ground again. Marshall with big yardage. Thurman dragging him down. Got some help from Holland, who slid over from his safety position. But it looks like another first down for Harrison. This one in Castle territory near the 40.
Fake a dive, handoff to fullback from a pro set. Thurman comes over again, makes a stop.
And Marshall showcasing some fine speed on that play. Running past Frankie Smith. 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. Now less than 8. We'll see if they get the play off. Hart calling signals. Takes the snap. They give to Marshall again. Big hole left side. Breaks a tackle inside the 20 to the 15. Down near the 13-yard line. Monty Goins and Jamie Holland did on the stop down there.
Bill, this is an excellent job of faking. No one knew that he had it. It really, David Seeley, it was by him before he could recover.
36-yard play on the last play of the third quarter. Harrison's marching. They're trailing 14-0. Back with the final quarter after a quick timeout.
Evansville Beauty Care, the only beauty supply house in the tri-state area that sells direct to the public. We sell all professional products used or sold in salons. Perms, colors, and bleaches sold only to licensed hairdressers. But you can cash in on tremendous savings on a complete line of beauty and male care products. Open to the public Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, Saturday, 11:30 to 5. Shop Evansville Beauty Care for your beauty care products. We're here for you.
When you invite a man out to a nice place for lunch, you really mean it.
May I show you to your seat, sir? This is our most popular patch of sunshine.
Let's start with a drink.
Diet Pepsi?
Diet Pepsi. Great taste with NutraSweet.
I'm sure it'll be to your liking. Yes?
Yes. To everything with no reservations.
You don't need reservations, sir.
Taste improved by Diet Pepsi.
That was a great game. Hey, what do you say we grab some?
We ain't that lousy week.
Hey, I've got it. How about some...
Again? How about something different this time?
How about,
Pizza Hut! Pan pizza! All right!
Pan pizza at Pizza Hut. When you're looking for specialized cheese. Lots of tasty toppings.
How about next week we...
Pan pizza!
At your hometown Pizza Hut.
Discover the high-performance Hoover with unique dirt cup. Imagine no disposable bags to buy, none to change, ever. Instead, dirt is collected in this transparent dirt cup. When it's full, just snap it off, empty, and snap it back on. Simple. This Hoover also has dual edge cleaning and powerful 2-speed motor. The high-performance Hoover with unique dirt cup, when only the best is good enough.
Adams and Morrow True Value Princeton, Muller's True Value Jasper and Ferdinand, Overmeyer True Value Hardware Rockport, Green River Appliance Owensboro Madisonville, F&M Builders and Home Supply Princeton, and Snyder's Winslow.
Bill Weber along with Don Watson. The third quarter just completed. We're ready to start the fourth quarter of action here at Castle High School, and Harrison on the move tonight. And they're doing it behind the running of Roland Marshall, who had only 17 yards before this drive began. Now 7 carries for 79 yards. Harrison in business at the Castle 14 on first down. That time the Knights up to the task. Scott Thurman, Tony Mooney and company combining to stop Mike Fisher.
Making a stop for Castle, number 22, Mike Fossil.
No gain, it'll be 2nd and 10. Shoulders checks in.
Carrying the ball for Harrison, number 37, Fisher.
He's their ace receiver. 11 and a half to go in the ball game. Shoulders split far to the left. The give is to Marshall, trying the right side. Ridden down by Mike Austell and Frankie Smith. Looked like he might have picked up 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6. And this is a big play for the Warriors right here, Don.
That's right. They've been running out off the pro set, and they're getting some blocking up on the inside of the line and then just slipping to the outside.
Two wide receivers split to the right on 3rd and 6. Hart drops straight back, now rolls right. Looking, throws, he's got a man open, and it's complete over the middle, and then dropped and ruled incomplete.
John Greenwell came over and made that stop, and what he did almost, as you can see it, John almost breaks his arms down, and that's what makes a man drop the football. Now, Bobby Fuchs tried it a while ago, but he tried it before he got the ball. You can see he catches a ball, then they come right down and try to come down and take those arms back, make him drop the ball, but he didn't drop it. That was a nice catch. Looked it in all the way.
Jim Post. So it's 4th now, and a long 6. Hart calling signals, takes the snap. Being chased by Earl, still throws, and Marshall had a touchdown and dropped the ball. Roland Marshall was wide open, had it right in his hands and couldn't hang on.
Here you see it, he slips right out. It's a little fullback pass, slips right out in the flat. The play that Castle has run so many times with so much success. Roland drops the football and no one feels worse about it than him.
So Castle takes over on downs, and it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 11-yard line. 10:40 to go in the 4th quarter. The Knights on top 14-0, and Castle will try and ground out the running game and the clock. The give is to Nick Holmes. He's wrapped up and brought down by Merrill and Shoulders. Picked up a couple. It'll be 2nd and 8 for Castle. Thurman and Holmes now the running backs. Champ is split to the top of the screen. Holmes the deep man in the eye. He takes the ball, goes straight up the middle, breaks a tackle, has a good hole, and finally wrapped up by Fisher and Travis Johnson. But not before he picks up the 1st down.
Here you see it. I think they had a little stunt going there and caught Harrison in that stunt. Number 79 came over and took the linebacker, and then Mickle stepped right off of it, and there he is. He picked up what, Bill?
Nick Holmes following Tony Mooney picked up the 1st down out near the 27-yard line. Pickup of about 14 on the play. Holmes again across the 30, out near the 31-yard line.
Here's that draw again, and they've had some success with that this evening. Chris McCool comes up and gets knocked off a little bit by number 43, which is Roland Marshall, but they managed to make the stop. Executed well. Hole opens up nice on that.
2nd and 6, just over 9 minutes to play in the 4th quarter.
First man through, fullback.
Jim Francis struggling out to near the 35-yard line.
Delbert Glenn on the stop.
Third and 2 situation for Castle. Goins goes in motion. This is Holmes trying the left side. He's racked up and brought down for a loss by Roland Marshall. Stopped shy of the 35-yard line. And it'll be 4th down, and Castle will have to kick it away.
Here's an excellent tackle. This is the way they teach you how to tackle. Put the head in, kept running. Excellent tackle there by Roland Marshall. And who's coming on up is Jeff Merrill.
Marshall and Fisher will drop deep, awaiting the kick by Holmes. 7:50, clock running, 4th quarter, 14-0, Castle on top. High end over end kick taken by Marshall at the 28, cuts it back to his right, gets out near the 35-yard line, and that's where Harrison will take over. 1st and 10, trailing 14-0.
Number 37, Mike Fisher. Daddy, one of the fine players that played for Indiana University, played out on the hill at REITZ. Bill, I wish you could have seen him play. An excellent, excellent football player. About 5'5", played up to Indiana. And Mike is going to be a good one, too.
So with 7.5 minutes clock running, fourth quarter, Harrison back in business at the 35-yard line. Hart drops back, being chased, little screen off to Marshall on the right, gets a couple of blocks, and gets a nice gain out near the 37-yard line. Jamie Holland in on the stop from his safety position.
You'll see it. This is executed well. You've got to hold those linemen up just long enough to let him get rid of the ball, and then here we go down. We did that earlier, and they dropped the football, but that's a hard play to recover on, Bill.
Hart is, excuse me, Don. Hart is 5 for 16, 77 yards, and the 4 interceptions tonight. Pickup of 12, 1st and 10. This time they keep it on the ground. Marshall trying the middle.
Excellent tackle there by Dave Seeley.